We have the latest on the containment efforts. That's ahead.
And we'll have the latest on the weather conditions in Coachella. Well, more on that full forecast coming up. NBC Palm Springs at 6 starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
New tonight, the shady fire in Coachella burning very close to a mobile home park. This video sent to our newsroom. Cell phone video from a viewer showing structures with flames and heavy smoke just feet behind them. Neighbors tonight rushing from their homes. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Mester. That fire has almost doubled in size since we were last on air. That's tonight's top story. We will start tonight with more live pictures of this fire. It's called the Shady Fire. Broke out on Avenue 54 and Shady Lane close to around 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's since grown to 52 acres in size. We're told right now that multiple date palm trees have also burned. Evacuation orders are in effect right now, meaning a lawful order to leave now has been given for the following areas. It's north of Airport, south of Avenue 52, east of Van Buren, and also west of Highway 11. Additional resources have been requested. We've seen pictures tonight of Cathedral City and Palm Springs fire on the scene. Also, Riverside County Sheriff's also there as well. And as Livia spoke about with the video that we saw at the top of the newscast, it appears that multiple homes are feet away from those flames.
Take a live look outside now from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Palm Springs, where there's a different view, but something we're keeping an eye on. The wind blowing the palm trees. We know it's picking up in the East Valley as well. It's a concern for that mobile home park that's just feet away from that wall of flames.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, right? We talked about the lack of moisture that we've seen thus far this year. So when these fires start, the dry vegetation, they spread quickly. And unfortunately, this evening, we are tracking gusty winds for the Coachella Valley. So we got our eye on Coachella just to paint the picture yet again where this fire is located. Again, you can see just west of Shady Lane, west of the 111. This is 111 right here. Again, just north of Airport Boulevard, south of 54th. And you can see just looking at this map right here, a lot of vegetation in this area, and those live looks are painting the picture for us. A lot of dry fuel in that area. So once a fire gets started, it spreads quickly when we have this brittle vegetation without any moisture really all year long. So we desperately need some rain here in Southern California. Let's take a look at those current conditions in Coachella. Still triple digits there. Winds. And this is a concern. This is what we were talking about as we got into our Friday evening. Winds are actually peaking this evening because of low pressure system centered to the north of us. As it inches closer to California's coast, we'll see those winds picking up as they are this evening. So those winds, 20 miles per hour for the area of Coachella. That means those gusts are in the 30s. So we are going to keep our eye on those. Here's a current look at those winds across the region this hour. Onshore flow, 28 mile per hour wind gusts for Palm Springs as well. So you can see in that live cam, definitely gusty near downtown there. As we get into Saturday, winds will weaken. They'll not completely subside, but like I said, we are expecting the strongest wind gusts this Friday evening. Here's a look at your Comfort 3-day forecast. Below seasonal for our weekend. We are expecting a warming trend as we get into early next week. We'll break down more you can expect in that full forecast coming up.
All right, Chloe, thank you for that. Tonight, a Hollywood actress is looking to purchase the Desert Sun building in Palm Springs. Machen Amick wants to turn that building into a mental health recovery center. Our Brett Rosen joins us live from Palm Springs tonight. Brett, you spoke with Amick about her plans. What'd she tell you?
Well, right here, Mark, I'm right in front of the Desert Sun building. And as you said, I spoke to Machen Amick earlier, Hollywood actress. And the biggest thing she told me was that the hope for this building is that she would make a beacon of light for people who've lost hope.
I was a mean Alice on Riverdale.
No.
I was a mean mom.
Actress Machen Amick, to one generation, is known as Shelley Johnson from the television series Twin Peaks. Another generation knows her as Alice Cooper from Riverdale. However, now she wants to be known as someone who helps those struggling with mental illness and substance abuse. Amick's son, Sylvester Alexis, struggled with substance abuse and was diagnosed with bipolar disorder after he witnessed the death of a schoolmate back in 2011. 10 years later, in 2021, Amick and her family founded Don't Mind Me, a mental health nonprofit. Amick says it was a mix of seeing her son struggle and seeing how little resources there were in the valley that pushed for the creation of Don't Mind Me.
What the Valley is really known for is substance use disorder support. So what we were finding is very few opportunities to find crisis stabilization and not finding any primary mental health on a residential level.
Since 2021, Don't Mind Me has had a crisis intervention scholarship fund to help families who before couldn't afford treatment.
A lot of times treatment centers aren't even accepting insurance, or maybe your copay is extremely high. When we were looking for resources, we were getting quotes of $60,000, $90,000, $100,000 a month.
Today, Don't Mind Me is looking to purchase the Desert Sun building in Palm Springs to have it become a comprehensive mental health treatment center. Don't Mind Me is based on the 3 pillars of advocacy, action, and access. Mina Tobias, co-founder of Don't Mind Me and sister of Sylvester Alexis, says what a lot of people look over is the mental illness aspect of trying to recover from substance abuse.
For a lot of people, they go through sober rehabs, they try to work their sobriety, but when you have an underlying mental health issue that's not being treated, then you're not treating your sobriety as well.
Tobias says seeing her brother go through his struggles has given a blueprint to how to help others.
We just found one of the best ways for long-term results is to give back, to be a part of a community, and to know that you're not alone.
Now today, AMIC's son is now helping others who are struggling with mental illness as well as substance abuse by telling his story. And another thing that AMIC had also told me was that the hope for this building, again, is to be that mental health center here in the Coachella Valley, hopefully by the end of 2026. If you'd like to know how you can donate to that cause, you can visit our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. Live here in Palm Springs, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Brett, thank you. New at 6 o'clock tonight, it's been 1 year since WellBe Health opened its doors in La Quinta. And today they're celebrating a milestone that's made a big impact on local seniors.
From medical care to community connection, the center is helping older adults live healthier, fuller lives. Antonio Marquez tonight takes us to the celebration.
That's right, the WellBe Health Center has been helping the community for a year now and is celebrating in a big way. Seniors from all over the valley have discovered the benefits of the WellBe Health Center because it's a one-stop shop for them.
Just happy to be part of a community serving older adults with complex needs. And 1 year is just a fantastic milestone and a testament to the success that the team has had here in caring for those that really need our help.
The Cathedral City Senior Center is one of the partners for WellBe Health, and the mayor has seen the benefits in the center and the community.
Pick our elderly up, bring them here for doctors, for dentists, for eye doctors, for socialization, to be with other people, to have lunch, and to be swept back home at zero out of pocket. Who can do that? They can, and we're so grateful to have them in our community.
Same goes along for the mayor of La Quinta, who right from the get-go knew that supporting a center like this one would make a world of a difference for not only her city, but the whole valley.
The growth has been very impressive for WellBe Health, and it's a testament to show that they recognize the need in this area to provide all-inclusive care for our senior population. And the fact that it's grown and been so successful in a short period of time shows that they're meeting that need, and the need still exists.
The seniors that come in through the doors are not patients, but rather participants, as they are called in the center. And one of them is Donna Palavos, that feels right at home coming to the center.
It's amazing that you could walk in the door and be greeted by name and escorted in. Someone remembers how you like your coffee, and there's a lot of participants.
And is thankful that she can receive medical attention the day of instead of waiting.
If I come here in the morning and I've had this terrible pain, and I tell someone, they say, we'll get you we'll get someone to see you.
And remember, WellBe Health can pick you up right from your home to receive all these benefits. Antonio Marquez, NBC Palm Springs.
Thank you, Antonio. Coming up next tonight on NBC Palm Springs, we'll tell you how San Diego is reacting to a new executive order from President Donald Trump that targets homeless camps and populations.
And later on in our show this evening, Manny the Movie Guy's got the full scoop on a brand new matchmaking show.
And your gold and silver prices on this Friday evening. More headlines right after the break. Stay with us.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Welcome back. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order urging cities and states to clear homeless encampments and move people into treatment centers.
That order follows a 2024 Supreme Court decision that allows cities to ban homeless camping. In San Diego, that executive order is raising debate on how best to help those who are living on the streets. Here's Dave Summers.
The solution to helping the homeless off our streets is a debate with many sides. Is it housing first? Is it drug and mental health treatment? Is it job opportunities with livable wages? President Trump's newly penned executive order seems focused on that population of homeless with addictions, mental and emotional struggles. Conservative District 5 County Supervisor Jim Desmond says, spot on.
We've got to get people into treatment. We got to get people into the help they need.
In his executive order, the president identifies this population of homeless as an overwhelming majority.
Is there a percentage of individuals who are mired in substance use challenges? Absolutely, and mental health, and some both. But we don't see that it's an overwhelming number.
President Trump wants an immediate end to encampments on our streets. San Diego already has an encampment ordinance. District 9 council member Sean Elo Rivera voted against it.
What I didn't think that we did was anything to really provide folks with real options otherwise.
Like many state lawmakers and the governor, Elo Rivera emphasizes housing first.
Why not provide housing for seniors who are not drug addicts, who are not the mentally ill maniacs that the president pretends that everyone living on our streets is?
For 75 years, Father Joe's Villages has been providing for the homeless community. Deacon Jim Vargas says there are approximately 10,000 homeless people in San Diego County. 60% remain unsheltered.
In the absence of shelters and appropriate care, what truly are we accomplishing here as a community?
The executive order promises more money for treatment centers, outpatient treatment, and other such facilities. Supervisor Desmond says before, there is no way of making those who need help take it.
The root cause to a lot of this is mental health. And we just can't allow people that are mentally ill just to keep refusing treatment, and they end up living on our streets.
Elo Rivera says the order sidesteps people's constitutional rights.
To me, that reads like lawlessness. What that looks like here in San Diego, we will see.
Deacon Jim Vargas says he's left more concerned than optimistic.
Adequate shelter, adequate resource, and housing is what really, at the end of the day, addresses this.
The president may have put the words to paper, but the end of homelessness is not yet written.
That was Dave Summers reporting. We have a live look for you. This is our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera on this Friday evening. Still tracking that fire in Coachella and some windy conditions for us here in the Valley. Chloe Carlson has your 7-day forecast coming up after the break.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating. And we
And happy Friday. Welcome back. Right now we're taking a live look at the Walter Clark Highway 11 cam in Rancho Mirage. More breezy conditions you can see for the Rancho Mirage area. Off there in the distance, though, you still can see that smoke, that haze there from that Sandy fire that we have been covering throughout the show. Want to give another look at that area. Current weather conditions for Coachella. Temperatures right now 101, so starting to slightly cool down. Temperatures are peaking at 103 for Coachella today. Winds also looking a little bit better than they did in the 5 o'clock hour. So they were peaking at 23-mile-per-hour winds, and then those gusts in the 30s. Now they are dying down a little bit to the teens, which is good news. Humidity is something that we're talking about as well. Very dry conditions for us. We are single digits for that relative humidity. As far as rainfall estimates for the next 7 days, you can see steering clear of the desert floor here and really everywhere to the west of us. A little bit, a lot of it for Arizona, but a little bit there you can see in Nevada for Las Vegas. Gets a little bit into the eastern part of California there, but this is very light accumulation for the deserts up there. As far as relative humidity, not changing much as we get into the weekend and early next week, 5% for that relative humidity. So very dry for us here. And then along with that, I mentioned this earlier, we're tracking those gusty winds for the area, getting a little bit better for the weekend, not completely subsiding though. So for Whitewater, you can see tonight those sustained winds are 30 miles per hour. Those gusts are in the 40s, and for some of those isolated areas in the 50s. Saturday and Sunday, not changing much for Whitewater. They're weakening a little bit. We'll call it more breezy north of the 10. South of the 10, though, good news is those winds will be single digits by the second half of our weekend, which we desperately need there. So outside right for the high today, 104 for Palm Springs. Still triple digits for the desert floor here. Overnight tonight, low 70s here in the Coachella Valley. Next week, a ridge of high pressure will be building to the east of us, starting to ramp up those temperatures, 109 to 113. For next Tuesday. Here's a look at your Compare 7-day forecast. So we are below seasonal through the weekend. Back to seasonal by Monday. Temperatures peaking by next Wednesday at 110.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos. We have your game.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caitlin Kelly. Tim O'Brien has the night off. Well, it feels like just yesterday the Shadow Hills varsity football team came heartbreakingly close to a CIF semifinal berth, just to see it slip away in a tough playoff loss to St. Anthony. But that painful ending is now the fuel behind the team's fresh start. With the new season just a few short weeks away, the Knights are done looking in the rearview mirror and are full steam ahead into the 2025 season. With the first game of their season set for August 15th against Yucca Valley, the Knights have started practice and are hitting the field early. And by early, I mean 5:30 a.m. early. All, of course, to beat the heat. I stopped by that early practice this morning to catch up with head coach David Palmer to see how he's setting the tone for redemption this fall.
We're definitely younger this year than we were last year. We lost a lot of seniors, just probably like everybody else, but we got a lot of key players still back, so we look good. It's gonna take a little bit, but we'll be there. The team last year set the tone for the unity, so they're more as a unit come together from what they had experienced last year. So that's the building experience we're building on right now, which makes the big difference for us. Instead of everybody being individuals, now we're playing as a team for each other. We're taking the time, slow route of just this is how it's got to be done, developing them since we're younger, taking our time, making sure, hey, this is, position keys, reads, everything, so that we were ready next year. Because we put a whole new offense last year. This year, it's kind of already set in stone. Kids already got an idea. But being that we're running younger, sophomores coming up, freshmen, definitely, we have a lot more of those. We're taking our time, making sure everybody knows their jobs before we get out on the field and let them loose.
As you heard Coach Palmer say, it's a young team this year with some new faces, but the culture and chemistry built by this team last year is setting the tone early. A lot more to come over the following weeks as we inch closer to kickoff, so stay tuned for that. That'll do it for sports. I'm Caitlin Kelly.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
There is a new matchmaking show, and it might not be quite romantic. Manny the Movie Guy has the full scoop.
It's going to be really, really interesting to form a band without seeing each other.
Big congrats on building the band, and a big congrats on being the first winners of the show. Quite historic.
Thank you. Do you guys feel like this is working for you? Like, you feel like this is
100,000%. Building a band is like looking for your chosen family, right? Your chosen tribe. So, yes. What got you interested in joining the show?
I've always been a very, very big fan of girl groups. I've always been a Cheetah Girls fan and Destiny's Child. So I'm like, once I got the opportunity presented to me, I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is my sign just to go for it and try it and see what happens. I was like, I'm just gonna go for it, and if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. If it's not, it's okay. And I ended up with the most amazing group and the most amazing sisters I could ever ask for.
I want a girl group.
I 100% want to be in a boy band.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear.
So you finally found your perfect bandmates, but give us the dynamics of the group.
Ooh. That's a really good question.
That's a good one.
I feel like we all play a different role, and I mean, we naturally just kind of fell into what that is. Like, a lot of the times with the girls, they're like, breeze the rock, breeze the glue. So it's like I'm kind of the mold gelling things together. Winnie is like our positive, upbeat, always smiling, like ready for whatever. And Nunu is very funny, very silly. Like, she'll be the first to make you laugh when everybody's stressed and like, how are we gonna make this work? And then she just says something and you're like, what? When you hear a good voice, gotta hit the button.
Here we go.
What advice can you give to future contestants so they can glow up and shine like you?
Ooh. I like that.
I would say when you're filming reality television, make sure that you're really prepared for it. You definitely have to have a backbone.
They will then compete against each other in front of guest judges.
Kelly Rowland, Liam Payne, and our star mentor, Nicole Scherzinger.
I love that the show gave him an homage in the beginning.
Yes.
He, as a mentor and a judge, Miss Wendelin.
He was the most amazing mentor we could have ever asked for. He gave us such amazing advice that we just soaked it all in, and he just helped us embrace every single space of the stage and help us embrace each other as well, and told us, you know, work together, become a team. And he was just the biggest sweetheart, and we're just very grateful and very blessed to have had that opportunity with him.
A big congrats on building the band again, and good luck to my new favorite girl group, Three Quincy.
Let's go.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I love
you.
it. Your
Nice
energy
meeting
is so
you.
good.
We might be looking at the winner right here.
And this is Building the Band.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta Kia. Discover the all-new Fiesta Kia located in the I-10 Auto Mall.
Before we go, we have a fun update. You may remember that dog right there. Her name at the time was Hermione. She was adopted from the Palm Springs Animal Shelter by our contributor, Ethelina Can. Look at that beauty shot there. So well, after a lot of entries in our Instagram contest, we asked you to help rename the pup. Apparently, he's not a big Harry Potter fan, so Hermione just wasn't working. Well, we have a winner. The pup's new name is Gypsy Rose Lee, named after the American burlesque entertainer, and winner of the $100 Lulu's gift card is Joan Manuel Rivera. Congratulations, Joan. A wonderful suggestion. Yes. She looks like a Gypsy Rose Lee.
She does, and it feels very appropriate to be Ethelina Can's, dog named after the burlesque entertainer.
Yeah. I wonder if they have any doggy burlesque outfits. That could be really fun.
Right? Amazon has to.
Has to,
of course.
Yeah.
All right.
So cute.
Feeling happy for that dog tonight. All right, we'll be back here tonight for the news at 11, so please join us for that. Meantime, we're going to send things over tonight to Fred Roggin. He's got the latest with the Roggin Report. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Mark.
The Roggin Report is presented by the Living Desert.
Take a look at doozy of a report from the Desert Sun. 3 top fire officials in Cathedral City, including 2 current battalion chiefs, are suing the city, alleging a hostile workplace under Fire Chief Michael Contreras. The accusations, the toxic culture of bullying, retaliation, and intimidation led from the top. Happy Friday. Another week is in the rearview mirror, but we're just getting started. The lawsuits claim Contreras insulted, belittled, and intimidated employees, and when they spoke up, he allegedly punished them with unfair discipline and excessive workloads. These aren't rookie complaints. They're coming from the highest-ranking boots on the ground. Contreras says it's just pushback against change. The city manager, Charlie McClendon, is standing by him. We reached out to the attorney representing 2 current and 3 former employees of Cathedral City's fire department. They told us, quote, in these cases, retaliation took many forms, including termination, demotion, micromanagement, escalation and hostility, an abusive work environment, physical intimidation, screaming and swearing, reduction in educational and training opportunities, stripping of responsibilities, and more. The attorney tells us until recently, these employees had no complaints about their jobs, but everything changed with the hiring of Contreras. From day one, they say the workplace became hostile, retaliatory, even abusive. These public servants are now forced to turn to the courts because waiting for the city to act just wasn't an option anymore. The city spokesperson told The Sun that a probe is complete into the matter and the city will take action, but the results or what that action will be are still unknown. If a city won't fix a toxic work environment, lawsuits become the last resort, and that's exactly what's happened here. So there's a shift in parenting, pretty big one, and it's stirring up a lot of debate. For the past few years, gentle parenting has been the go-to for many moms, dads, and caregivers. You've probably seen it on TikTok, heard it in parenting groups, gentle parenting. It's all about empathy, emotion, validation, staying calm during meltdowns, and guiding kids through their feelings with kindness and understanding. That sounds good, right? But now we're seeing that tide start to turn. A new approach is gaining popularity. Some are calling it a return to reality. But before you jump to conclusions, this isn't about being cold or authoritarian. It's not a rejection of love. In fact, most parents, these parents, are deeply involved and emotionally available. But they're leaning into something different, accountability. Letting kids experience natural consequences, being clear, firm, and yes, sometimes a little blunt. Our guests tonight, Doug and Jamie Baker. Doug, we'll start with you. How do you think the balance between empathy and accountability affects a child's development?
Well, to me, that's the big word, accountability. And the last couple of generations, we haven't really seen parenting that involved accountability. And we've seen in our government rules that become easier and easier and easier to break. No, we can steal less than $1,000 a day and just get a misdemeanor ticket every day. No accountability for theft. So I love the old spare the rod, spoil the children approach. I really do.
Jamie?
I grew up being raised with tough love, knowing my boundaries, and if I broke them, I got punished. And, gentle parenting is one thing, but teaching kids discipline, manners, I'm all for it.
Well, things are very different now than when we all grew up, and many people watching the program. I mean, I grew up at a time where my mother would say, stick out your tongue. Here comes the dial bar of soap. Remember those days? Or if my mom got mad at me and I said something, I turned and here she came with a fly swatter. So things are very different now. We didn't raise our kids in that manner. What are the potential long-term impacts of adopting a more hands-on parenting style, Jamie?
I don't know if it's tough love, this whole FAFO, is it called? I like it. I love it. If you do it right with the right kind of love and support, I think this is the way to parent kids these days.
Doug, can a mix of both parenting styles be the key to raising well-rounded kids?
Yes, I believe it can. You can be empathetic and yet firm. You can be caring and yet show the right path. You can do both ways and have it work.
All right. Have you heard that 1 in 4 Americans over 50 are delaying their retirement because of economic worries? A recent survey shows that many are concerned about rising costs and the stability of Social Security benefits. The trend is affecting Gen Xers who are feeling the pressure to keep working longer. Tough situation, especially as people want to enjoy their retirement years. Could really change the landscape of the workforce in the coming years. Jamie, what do you think are the biggest financial challenges facing those approaching retirement today?
They don't have any savings. They don't put away any money. I know a lot of people my age or even older or maybe younger, they don't know anything about 401k, savings. They just want to spend what they have. And what are they going to do? I don't know. They can't retire.
What do you think, Doug?
It's true. The study that we read today showed that most Americans age 50 have approximately $55,000 in retirement funds. You can't retire off of that. You certainly can't. And everybody thinks that I can start saving for retirement later. I'll do it next year. I got plenty of time before that comes. No, you don't. It's here before you know it.
How does delaying retirement impact not just individuals, but also the economy as a whole, Doug?
Well, it does. I'm not sure unfavorably. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being in the workplace and garnering a wage, but we really want people to have more leisure time and spend more money. That's what's good for the economy.
Jamie, what steps do you think people can take to better prepare for retirement in what many consider an uncertain economic climate?
Well, I don't know if economy will always be uncertain, but if you have faith in yourself and start spend less, well, no, don't spend more than what you earn, then you're going to find yourself in big trouble.
What do you think about that, Doug?
Don't spend more than you earn. Yeah, that's sage advice. It is. Yeah, we do it as a society. We have to save and realize that tomorrow is going to happen quickly.
You know, but the problem is many people, just because of the situation and circumstances, live paycheck to paycheck or Social Security check to Social Security check. And I don't know how they are able to start accumulating money to put away to feel safe when you're living check to check, Doug.
Well, you know, and I used to be in the business. I used to encourage people to have an IRA or a 401k and have money taken out of their paycheck every week, even just a little bit, because, you know, you don't really miss what you never really saw. Okay. And it was amazing how it would build over the years. It can be done.
Jamie, do you think it can be done?
Oh, a lot of people these days. I just heard a coworker the other day saying, "Oh, I have $30, but I can pay you when I get my check." Who wants to live like that? I don't know. It's scary.
It is scary. We've talked about this a few times. California has a mandate to stop making gas vehicles by 2035. Trump administration quashed that, but the governor, I should say, doubled down, and here we are. Many automakers are canceling their plans for new electric vehicles. It seems like the initial excitement for EVs is hitting some roadblocks, with companies reassessing their strategies and facing supply chain issues. This shift could impact the future of electric transportation and the push for greener alternatives. Surprising to see how quickly things can change in the auto industry. Makes you wonder what the future will be. All right, Doug, what do you think are the main reasons behind these cancellations?
Well, number one, they're not selling. You know, the major automobile makers have downgraded their sales projections for the next 10 years on EV vehicles as much as 40 and 50% from their original projections. We live in a state where you're lucky to find a charging station that you can use readily. And really, who wants to get in a car and then every 200 or 300 miles you got to stop and charge it? I don't. There's not a whole lot of appeal there.
Jamie, what do you think? How do you feel about the current state of the electric vehicle market?
I would never, ever buy an all-electric vehicle. That is ridiculous waste of money. You start your car, you listen to music, you use your phone, the battery keeps going down. I'm too nervous to drive it like that. No, hybrid maybe, but not all electric.
And you know what's funny about that? I know people that swear by electric vehicles. I know people that say they will never buy another gas-powered car again. They love the EVs. And if that is the case, but they're canceling it, what might happen here, Doug, for the EVs to gain the momentum and get it back?
There has to be some popularity there, and that has waned. Tesla led the charge in getting us all excited about EV cars, and everybody wanted to get on that bandwagon. But now it's not a bandwagon that's just that popular anymore. It just isn't.
Jamie, do you think they can regain that momentum?
Nope, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
All right. Tonight, we're talking about speed, the kind powering 80,000-pound trucks down America's highways. The Trump administration has officially slammed the brakes on an Obama-era proposal to install mandatory speed limits on big rigs and buses. The plan would have capped their top speeds, possibly as low as 60 miles an hour, in hopes of saving lives and cutting fuel emissions. Big rigs lose control every day across America, every once in a while here in the Coachella Valley, like that accident that left 2 dead a few weeks ago when a driver crashed through the guardrails and flipped onto oncoming traffic on the I-10. Safety advocates say slower trucks mean fewer deadly crashes, but the Department of Transportation said not so fast. They argue it would do more harm than good. Increased congestion, more trucks on the road, longer delivery times, and fewer miles for already underpaid drivers. Let's be clear, this is a tough call. No one wants a 40-ton truck barreling toward them at 80 miles an hour. But opponents of the mandate have a point. You can't slap a one-size-fits-all policy across 50 states with drastically different speed limits, road conditions, and freight needs. California, for example, already has a strict 55-mile-per-hour cap for big rigs, even on roads where everybody else is doing 70. Bottom line, smart regulation is about balance. Trucking safety shouldn't come at the expense of common sense or economic reality. But ignoring the risks of high-speed collisions involving massive vehicles is equally reckless. So if we're not going to govern truck speeds, let's at least govern the conversation with facts, data, and a willingness to meet in the middle before the next crash reminds us what's really at stake.
It may be hot in the desert, but what you think may singe our ears, singe away. Find Fred on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fred Roggin. You can also email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
Okay, we need to correct a story we reported on earlier this week. We reported that hospitals owned by Dignity Health are accused in lawsuits of losing the bodies of deceased patients. That is accurate. We reported that one of the hospitals is Desert Health Community Hospital in San Bernardino, Dignity Health. That is not correct. The hospitals in question are in Northern California. In our business, getting it half right doesn't count. That mistake is unacceptable, and we offer our sincere apologies.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating. And we couldn't agree more.
So there's some intriguing research out suggesting that dogs might not actually judge human character like we thought. While many people believe their pets can sense good or bad vibes, scientists say the evidence isn't as strong as we'd like to think. Turns out dogs are more likely reacting to our behaviors and cues rather than making moral judgments. This raises some interesting questions about how we perceive our pets. All right, you guys have dogs. Doug, do you think dogs can sense emotion even if they don't judge character?
I used to think that until I read that study today, and apparently they can't, nor do they have any real preference for a generous versus a stingy person. They're quite content to be with whoever they're with, which breaks my heart because we love these dogs so much, and apparently they don't care.
Oh, Jamie, do you believe that?
They only researched 40 dogs. How would they get any facts out of it? They don't judge. They just want food. If I give them dry kibbles and somebody comes and say, hey, I have chicken, they'll go to the chicken. And if I say, hey, chicken, I have sausage, they'll come to me. So, you know.
What are you saying? They'll go to whoever feeds them?
Yeah.
That's pretty much true.
Whoever better food.
Well, who's ever got the better food? Who's ever got the better restaurant, that's where they'll end up going, right?
That's right. That's right. And these dogs know which one of us is going to feed them better. They do. And it's Jamie. Jamie. There he is.
Okay. Well, Doug, you said that it kind of tore at your heart, feeling pets might not see us as we see them. Is that hard for you to process?
Well, it is. I love these two little critters, okay? And to think that really, you know, they don't care if they're with Jamie or me or the guy down the street. They don't care, okay? And that breaks my heart. I want them to care.
Jamie, what experiences have you had that made you believe your dog understood you on a deeper level?
Well, this Mochi right here, she's almost 12 and a half. She's an old grandma. She knows how I feel. If I cry, if I'm angry, she's right by me. I know this one can tell. I don't know about any other dogs, especially the one with him right now.
What dog? Your dog can't understand you on a deeper level?
Doug. Tofu.
No. Tofu, here's the deal. When Jamie's not here, her little girl, Mochi, follows me all day long. She's attached to me. As soon as Jamie gets home, boom, she's back to Jamie.
Yeah.
It's much the case with the other one, Doobie. Okay, same thing. During the day, he's with me, but when Jamie gets home, he gravitates towards her. Why? She feeds him.
Got it. And it's good we're done here because their meeting was going to end in 10 minutes. Are you a good neighbor? Let me tell you a little story about hospitality, or rather, the complete and utter lack thereof. The setting in a estate sale at a local church nonetheless. A local thrifter wrote in about her experience. She arrived 15 minutes early, located the church office from the ad. She was the first one there, in fact, just trying to confirm that it was the right place. After a knock on the door, 2 women answered, but she was denied entry due to the early arrival. After asking politely to wait in the hallway inside out of the heat, the woman says no, not just no, but you'll have to leave. Then, get this, she locked the door behind her, and here's the kicker. This all happened at St. Margaret's, their slogan, open hearts, open doors, except apparently when you're early. I get the need for people to set up. I get rules exist, but where's the grace? Where's the basic decency? What happened to just being kind? St. Margaret's, if your hearts and doors are really open, maybe next time, crack one of them before someone melts on your front step. Now on to some good neighbors with some great advice. In response to our topic last night, voting in England at the age of 16, Phil says, looking back at AP classes that I used to teach, I would only trust about 1/4 of those students to vote intellectually. Last night, Terry Q asked the neighborhood, where's the best rotisserie chicken? Terry, Christine says that no chicken compares in size, price, or quality to the Costco cooked chicken, $5 and much bigger than everybody else's. Stay healthy as long as you can, because that's the best way to be a good neighbor. All right, in Cat City, Shane says, can anybody recommend a reliable and reasonable garage door repairman? Palm Desert, Missy's asking, who can recommend a good company for duct cleaning, and maybe one with a camera to see if any of my ducts are blocked or damaged. We don't want your ducts blocked or damaged. Vera in La Quinta, any recommendations for a restaurant with corned beef and cabbage on the menu? Back to Cathedral City, Chris, any chiropractic recommendations in Cat City, Palm Springs or Rancho Mirage that are good with a neck? Okay, we're going nowhere.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Riddle me this. What has a head, a tail, is brown, and has no legs?
Our mission is to be in hospitals around the country. We want to bring smiles and comfort to children who are ill and or critically injured, but mainly to bring smiles and comfort to all children and adults. And even pets, maybe.
You were saying anytime someone picks one of these up, what do they say?
They, without fail, every time a child smiles, and it is the best. It makes my heart sing to see how happy they are. And we've heard from countless people that their children sleep with them every night. Mm-hmm. It helps with their fear of the dark. And even adults we know sleep with them at night because they bring comfort.
For the comfort and joy they bring to children both sick and healthy, and for all the good that they do, Cuddle Paws is our hero of the week.
So I may be wearing the exact thing I'm wearing, but that doesn't mean I'm not excited. You see, the McCallum Theater loves the community, and they love bringing the best of Broadway right here to the Valley. Here under Stripes on Broadway, now the Ghost with the Most coming to Palm Desert with an irreverent book, an astonishing set, and a score that's out of this world. Beetlejuice is a remarkably touching show about family, love, and making the most of every day. For tickets and information, head on over to themccallumtheater.org. And your daily dose of cuteness when we return.
Roggin Report was presented by the Living Desert Zoo and Garden.